Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! You guys, you're never gonna believe it. I'm fangirling. I'm crazy with emotion in me right now. I'm not kidding. Usually I would come back, and a lot of times when I do these videos, I've taken my shoes off, and sometimes yes, even my pants. I have everything still on. All I did was make a Diet Coke. Because one of the most incredible things, and this lighting is really bad, isn't it? So let me try, there, that's better. Okay, see, I just rushed in because I'm bubbling over. All right, so I saw The Heart of Rock and Roll, and it's a new musical, but all the music is Huey Lewis and the News music from the 1980s, and so but it's not a story about Huey Lewis and the News. It's an original story, but using their music, the heart of rock and roll. um, so I'm gonna give a spoiler alert. Sorry, but it's a pretty predictable story anyway. It's very good. It's very fun. Lots of 1980s. I mean, it is like a love letter tribute to the 1980s. And having grown up in the 80s, graduated high school in 1985, yeah, bitches that old. I loved it. Okay, it was great. It really, oh my gosh. But the most amazing thing happened. So it stars Corey Cott. Corey Cott. I love him. I seriously love him. He is an amazing actor. He has this incredible voice that and a range that is outrageous, and forgive me, but he is sexy. I mean, this 56-year-old queen swoons for Corey Cott. I do. I admit it. I do. I watch him in. He was in Filthy Rich, on TV. Bandstand. He played the lead. I saw it. I lost track. 7, 8, 9 times. He was amazing. It just he's incredible. And he has. But one of the things I love about Corey Cott, and I've always loved this about him, is he has a stage presence that is so sexy and intense, but yet also, hold on, so attainable, so real. Like, you want to go have a beer with him. Well, I don't drink beer anymore, but you know what I mean. He's cool and he's real, and he's this huge star. I'm going to jump to what happened. So, I, of course, dressed up. It's 1980s, so I wore my sequin and my bright blue, and I am the third row from the stage on the aisle. So, quick story as I can tell you. I can't even remember his character's name. Bobby, I think. Yes, Bobby. Bobby, this is taking place in the 80s. Bobby was in a band called The Loop. 4 guys. He left it a year ago to go work on the assembly line of this cardboard factory. But he has dreams of being a big salesperson for the cardboard factory. Well, he tries to do something and he gets fired. And then it goes to I'm always screwing up. I'm always messing up stuff. And then he has a dream, and he has this friend who is the head of HR. She's hysterical and talented, and her name is Tamika Lawrence. Honey, Tamika Lawrence is awesome. She has the best lines in this show. She really does. There's a meeting at this conference. They go to this conference in Chicago. He tags along secretly because he has an idea how to set up this failing cardboard company, which, by the way, the owner's daughter, he has a crush on, and she has a crush on him, kind of. They don't know it yet. But he wants to connect him to this tycoon from Europe. And they're going to do business, and it will save the company and all this. And he swindles his way in to meet the guy, and the guy's like, okay, I'll meet you in the sauna tomorrow afternoon. And so he tells the boss's daughter, who tells the boss, who tells the HR person. So they all come into the sauna. They're all wrapped in towels and everything. And Corey Cott is sitting there in a towel, and his upper body is completely exposed, and he is gorgeous. Has a phenomenal body, but he's not a geek. I mean, he's not overdone. It's perfect. It's real. He's attainable. He's so real. I love that about him. And the HR lady, she says, they're like, well, why are you here? She's like, this many people doing a business meeting with no clothes on, you need HR. I mean, and that's just one of her lines. She's hysterical. So, at the meantime, his band comes back, and they're in Chicago also doing a one-night gig, and they need him because he's the lead singer, and he also writes the songs. So he sneaks out from the conference and they get a big tour. They get booked on a tour. He also, in the meantime, lands the deal and gets hired back to the company as the new executive salesperson. So he now has 2 contracts. Go on tour with his band, who are his family, who've had his back, or take this position and also pursue the girl. This is where I'm going to spoil it, okay? Because I got to jump to what happened, okay? He totally screws up. They find out that he signed 2 contracts. So in front of everybody, he gets decimated. And he sings. And Corey, he's... I can call him Corey now. He sings Be Someone. He sings a reprise of the song Be Someone that he sings at the beginning of the show. And it's all about, I want to be someone. You get it. It is, when he sings the reprise right there, he is... the actor left every single thing he has on the stage. And he ends flat on his face. Literally. I mean, he was crying. I'm sitting 3 rows from the stage. I can see it all. Okay? He is crying. His shaking. His emotion. That actor, Corey Cott, just was Bobby in that moment and delivered all the angst and the feelings that character has. And the heartbreak, but yet the desire to do the right thing. So, they have this big awards night for the girl's father, the head of the company, and he's being honored, and we don't know what's going to happen. Here's the spoiler alert. And they're recognizing, and the girl is going to take over the company. By the way, she and Bobby had kissed earlier, and they were like, oh, no, I work for you. You're my boss. I can't do this. But there was no denying that they love. So we are seeing them sitting here, and all of a sudden from behind, in the aisle, we hear Bobby calling out, hey, Mr. Stone, congratulations, but can I have just a minute? And here he comes down the aisle. And he stopped right by me. And he is wearing a bright blue suit. And he is standing so close to me that I don't even have to do that to touch him. I could literally do that to touch him. And I thought about it. I mean, I look up to this man. I mean, oh my God, see? And he gets everybody's attention, and the girl is like, no, stop. And he notices the audience. He's like, you all look great. Oh, you all do too. And he looks at me. Come on, queen. And he says, I just need a minute, and there's a little back and forth. And he turns to me, and he's got a big boom box. And he says, will you do me a favor? And he hands me the boom box. Me, sitting there. And he says, well, will you just hold it up over your head? John Cusack, say anything, And the girl, that McKenzie Kurtz is who the actress is. Cassie, I think was her name, Cassandra, something like that. She's like, no, sir, you don't have to. No, don't, no, just shut up, leave. This isn't the time. And he's like, no, go ahead, dude, go ahead, man, hold it up. So I hold it up. And he's right there and singing The Power of Love. And I got my arms a little tired. And so I did this, and he reached over. He saw it out of the corner of his eye and had me do this. And after he sang that verse, he took it back from him and walked up on the stage, and I about died. I mean, I know this is to civilians. Yeah, you know who I mean. This probably seems so silly, but it's really one of the most magical things that's ever happened to me in the theater. Um, People all around me thought it was planned. I mean, hello, you know. Um, it wasn't, of course, and uh, it just was amazing. He and I did make eye contact during the bows. He's so real. Um, it was wonderful. It's a moment in my life. Something just hit me. Thank God I'm sober. Because normally I don't remember the end of shows because I had been drinking so much. And I will remember this moment the rest of my life. Okay, the show is a lot of fun. It is really cheesy 80s. I mean, it is cheesy 80s. The show is a lot of fun. There is some good storytelling. There is the costumer had a blast because she brought, or they, whoever the costumer is, brought. I looked at it and now I forgot. I was trying to remember people. I normally do a lot better than this. Y'all that have watched my videos know. I'm sorry, I'm still shaking. I can't believe that happened. Anyway, I want to make sure to the choreography. Laura Lataro, I think is how you say her name, but their name. The choreography is insane. Insane. Um, there is, at the beginning of Act 2, I think it is, there is a Richard Simmons type number, a workout aerobics number, just like we all used to do in the 80s. That is, I don't know how those performers could continue doing it. Um, I mean, at my age, I would have had a heart attack and died on the stage, but really fun. He is incredible. His voice is so good, and he puts so much passion and so much into Bobby. He is Bobby. He is not my man crush, Corey Cott up there. It was Bobby, and he was so great. McKenzie Kurtz also, who just finished up Glenda. She they were really great together, but everybody, it was a really good show. I didn't find a weak thing in it. There were times that I was like, well, that song kind of works, but they're using the songs of Huey Lewis and the News. I mean, so okay, that happens. But and there is another surprise ending that I'm not going to tell you. So go see it. The Heart of Rock and Roll is still beating, and it's at one of my favorite theaters, the James Earl Jones Theater. It is a beautiful theater that was redone during COVID. Go see The Heart of Rock and Roll. You guys, all right, it's time for me to calm down. And Corey Cott, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A night I'll never forget. See you guys at the theater. Bye.